All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Portland Trailblazers versus the New Orleans Pelicans game highlights and review. Let's jump right into it. You can see from jump that Nurkic wasn't in. You probably noticed first Dame wasn't in if you already knew. This was the third game in 4 nights, back to back, so they decided to go ahead and rest Dame. I believe Shaedon Sharpe was made unavailable. I'm pretty sure he was. I don't believe he was there. Shaedon Sharpe was unavailable. Gary Payton II was still unavailable. So it's an opportunity for some guys to get some minutes and see what guys can do in a good game. This is a big game, against the Pelicans, who we'll probably see later on down the road, definitely. So it's a good game to gauge how we match up, what we want to do, what lineups work best. This was a good opportunity to figure those things out. You also want to see how the young guys respond, filling in the shoes of having, 3 or more absent players. As we see Jeremy Grant with a nice pass right there. Jeremy Grant, who I mentioned in videos before, should be, will be, and is becoming an impact player. He showed it in this game here. Jeremy Grant got in his bag, as we see the nice finish right there by Zion. Jeremy Grant got in his bag and showed everybody what he's capable of when he's called upon. And believe me, there will be times, probably more times than not, that he will be called upon, especially as we get later on in the season. Nice shot right there by Jeremy Grant. My goodness. He was on one tonight. He was definitely on one tonight. And they needed it. They needed it. And it's another good start. Remember I mentioned before in previous videos that getting off to solid starts is important. And the guys have been getting off to solid starts in the past few games. It hasn't been an issue. And that's important for when you need to weather storms. It's Jeremy Grant with the nice hezzy pull right there. The ball movement, to start the game was great. As we see Watford with the nice finish right there. The ball movement was okay in the first half. Much better to start the game, and then it got really much better in the second half. I think also I noticed that Ant's BI baseline. Jeremy Grant got to cut that off, but BI baseline. Ant just got to be Ant, which is what Coach Billups does a great job of putting Ant in positions to just do what he does, and he got back to that. I know last game and game before, especially when Dame was out, Ant had to take up some of the playmaking responsibilities. And while his draw and kick game is pretty good, as we see Jeremy Grant with the beautiful 3 right there, nice play, good pass. His draw and kick game is really good, but just being a efficient playmaker is still something that he's working on, as far as when to get his teammates the ball in other situations that's not a draw and kick. Excuse me. And he's learning to get better at that. But Coach Billups did a good job of getting him off the ball, especially in the second half. He put the ball in Justin Winslow's hands and let him kind of have the responsibility of being the point guard per se. And because he's much better at making those plays. Maybe not so much at the draw and kick because of the threat, but he's much better at making the right plays for his teammates when they want the ball, or when they should get the ball, excuse me. So putting Ant back off the ball, letting Ant do his thing is really what helped, especially in the second half. Let Ant just really kind of dominate as far as being that assassin that he is, and not have to have so much of the responsibility of getting the team involved, which is good for him. That's when you have him at his best, when he can, have his best effort on defense and give you his best on offense as well. And that's one of the reasons why I think Dame has been using so much energy playing on both ends of the floor. And this, he deserved a rest. I'm pretty sure he wasn't excited about resting, but you've been playing both ends tremendously. So let's see what we can do with the young fellas. And with the sidestep 3 right there, just whew, man. I mean, and that's one thing the guys were doing a better job of in the second half was not just standing around watching Ant. They weren't just standing around watching Ant. They were moving without the ball, helping each other out. Spacing was much better. Guys were getting into the areas where they needed to be to provide the space needed for guys to succeed the way they wanted to on the court, whether it's drive or the open 3, open shot. The guys didn't get too down either, and what I mean by that is they didn't get too far behind. You know, they stayed in it. They kept fighting. You know, kept running good plays right there with the nice little pitch right back to Ant. Just get in rhythm. That was beautiful. I mean, and it's simple things. Like some people, you know, he could have chose to not do that and just take that 3. But just doing that small little motion and action right there was good to get him in rhythm and made that shot much more comfortable. Like that right there. Ant's really good at that catch and release. As is Jeremy Grant, who never brings the ball down. It just stays up top. And we know what Dame does. So we see Josh Hart. Josh Hart again, 8.8 rebounds a game. Josh Hart's that glue guy, doing what Josh Hart does, doing what you need guys to do when you have a ball club like this that's multifaceted, you know, that can do that can do multiple things well. Drew Eubanks again did a good job filling in, challenging the rim. He does a great job challenging the rim. He's doing a great job every night, getting better and better at understanding his assignments, understanding where he should be in regards to what they want to do on defense, in regard to where his teammates are for help. It's looking really good. And, you know, Coach Billups continues to do a great job of switching things up and making sure guys are prepared and know what's going on at all times. I mean, you can't say enough about the job that he's doing with these young guys. My goodness. Was that Herbert Jones? Who was that? Oh, that was Murphy. That was nice. That was nice. As we see Nasir Little, who got a few more minutes this game and opportunity to get out here and play a little more, show what he can do. And as usual, I mean, Nasir Little's doing what he's supposed to do. You know, he did a good job coming off the bench again, being productive. I mean, this is how you build a championship team. Is you have guys doing their jobs. You have guys starring in their roles, as I said in my earlier videos. You have guys starring in their roles, which is key. You know, as I was getting ready. You know, Jeremy was finna pull up, man. He's got that Kevin Durant hezzy going on. Nice little dive down right there. That's just easy basketball right there. That's just that dive down was easy basketball. Trending will learn, you know, will get out there. But again, the guys, you're not going to stop everything. You just want guys to make it difficult. And that's exactly what the Trailblazers are doing. Nice and one right there by Nasir. He was pumped up about that. But you just want guys to make it difficult. And they've been doing that consistently the past few games. And also that right there is evident, even though it wasn't oh my goodness, that right there. He gave it all. He went to the bag and Zion went somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful finish by Jeremy Grant right there. That was amazing. Yeah, we just going to go from there. But the Trailblazers are doing a good job, of making sure that everybody is confident in what they're doing. Coach Billups is making sure the guys are prepared. And again, like you said, you don't have a lot of time to practice. So you got to take some of these opportunities during games. And that's why you've been seeing some of the lineups. You've been seeing some of the things you've been seeing the past few games. He's getting away with developing, teaching, and building during the season and still winning games. All right. A lot of times you kind of charge that when you're in development mode or when you're in building mode, you kind of charge that, you know what I'm saying? You know it's going to be an uphill battle, you know, but they're building, they're developing, they're learning, they're getting better. They're getting smarter. They're getting stronger. All of these things tougher. They're building something really special, and they're doing all this and winning games. They're winning. So shout out to the Trailblazers. Shout out to Coach Billups and the entire staff. The staff is doing fantastic, making great adjustments, not even half by half, not even quarter by quarter. But as you can see, sometimes possession by possession, just making beautiful adjustments, keeping other teams off balance on their heels, not knowing exactly, who you're going to come with, who you're going to hit them with. Is it Dame? Is it Ant? Is it Jeremy? Josh? Justice attacking, Nasir off the bench, Wofford, young guy, the Mr. I can fly, you know what I'm saying? They have so much that they can do, and that these young guys are learning, you know what I'm saying? So it's still better things to come. It's still good things to come. That's why I'm making this whole point, because guys are still learning. So as good as it looks now, they're building their own window of opportunity, guys. They're creating their own window of opportunity. So let's enjoy it. Looks like Coach of the Year to me. But anyway, let's enjoy it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right.